Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube station. Today I'm going to be talking about the Offer and Compromise 2023. As a former IRS agent, I work the offer program. I'm a national expert in the IRS resolution sector here. I used to accept offers and deny offers for the IRS. So you need to listen to what I have to say. Everything that I have to say is really important to you. I worked at IRS for 10 years. I've been in private practice for 40. I'm a national expert. I have a bunch of former IRS agents and tax attorneys on staff. You can look at my website, and I see me on TV many times. I've been actually called to be on national news about 10 times in the last 3 months. You can see some of my videos there. I do these videos for 3 reasons: so you don't get ripped off, so you know the truth, and I give you insider information from the Internal Revenue Service. You need to know that myself and Peter Salinger of my firms worked over 2,500 offers and compromise. He was a senior manager at Internal Revenue Service who headed an offer and compromise group. Between the two of us, we were probably some of the most authoritative figures in the offer and compromise program. And you know, today I'm doing this video really so you don't get ripped off. It's the only reason I'm doing this video, only reason. I used to accept them and deny them, so I know what's going on. So if it's very important you listen to everything I have to tell you. If you don't, you're probably going to get ripped off. The IRS Offer and Compromise 2023 version is the same as it's been for a long, long time. The IRS Offer and Compromise has grown into national publicity and existence because of all the marketing and advertising. I have to say most of it's false. Most of it sounds good, but most people make knee-jerk reactions. They see something on Instagram and Facegram, and oh my God, they can settle my debt. They called the company. Oh, they said they gave them some forms and figures, and they said they can settle my debt for pennies on a dollar, and they're off and running thinking IRS is going to settle their debt, and the reality is they're probably not. Let me just tell you what you need to know about all these companies and how important you need to listen to what I have to say. There's only 3 people that can work your offer and compromise case: an attorney, a CPA, and an enrolled agent. If you're not talking to one of those 3 groups of people, you're not speaking to anyone with any authority. When you call these big companies, you're speaking to either a salesperson, a secretary, or somebody in that associative line that takes in cases and bills you. They don't know anything more about working an offer than growing carrots or peanuts. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're reading from scripts. I've called a couple companies myself just to find out what they do. They don't know nothing. They are reading from scripts, and their job is to get big fees from you for sales, marketing, advertising, and cover the cost. They put a good chunk in their pocket. Actually, the people who make the least are the people doing the work at the back end. So you have to qualify for that program. A good place to start is the IRS pre-qualifier tool. The IRS pre-qualifier tool, go to irs.gov, ask for the pre-qualifier tool for the offer and compromise. It's a good general way to find out if you're eligible. The only way you're going to know is submit the financial statement form that IRS is looking at to a professional. It's the only way you're going to know. Money to do it yourself, and you don't owe a lot, you have no assets, and you don't make a lot of money, file the offer and compromise, file the 433A OIC and the 656, and then when you go ahead and do that, at least look at the IRS pre-qualifier tool. If it says you're good to go, file the 2 forms. If you owe sizable money, anything over $60,000, you better hire a professional. It's a lot more complicated than it should be. IRS does a lot of due diligence on offers and compromise. I mean, when I worked there, I got to make sure it's true and correct. At the end of the day, I'm drilling down on 2 things that you need to know. I'm drilling down on your assets. Do you have the money to pay the tax and you don't? Do you have it in equity and you don't want to pay? And at the end of the day, is your income too much to qualify for the offer and compromise? IRS has certain standards that they have before you can file the offer. IRS has a fixed amount of expenses that they're going to allow you, and they're called the National Standard Protocols. You can go ahead and find out the National Standard Program yourself by Googling IRS National Standards for Food and Clothing, IRS National Standards for Housing and Utilities, IRS National Standards for Car Payments, IRS National Standards for car operations. They're going to dictate to you what you can spend. They're not going to allow you to spend anything you want. Find that out. It's best to hire a professional. If you get a gut in that you don't know what you're doing, that's when you decide. If you don't owe a lot of money, file it yourself, but do not make a knee-jerk reaction by calling a company because you got a letter because they said so if you're not speaking to an attorney, a CPA, or an enrolled agent who knows what they're doing. Get off the phone. Get off the phone, get off the phone, get off the phone. Because if you pay them, you're going to be calling me at this number, and you are going to go ahead and say, Michael, I got scammed, I got ripped off. I get the calls every day how they've been scammed. Don't be scammed. If you're gonna hire someone who knows what the hell they're doing. If you get ripped off, it's on you. I'm telling you the truth. I've done this for 50 years. Just listen to me. Anyway, give me a subscription if you would. I gave you everything I want. I am an offer and compromise specialist. Thank you.